15th of December, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Good morning. Morning, room. Okay. Good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here. I'm actually here in Yisrael here in the second show in the morning, Mr. Brewer. We're learning Hilchos Hanukah, Siman Taf Reish Ayin. We're going to go slowly through the Siv Zion with the Mr. Brewers now. So let's start rereading Siv Zion, and we'll go into the Mr. Brewers as well. I guess, okay, Mayor would like to begin with for us.
Okay, let me just find this Taf Reish Ayin Aleph, right?
Right.
Okay, Zion. Okay, it says mitzvah lahaniach b'tefach hasamuch lepetach mismol. Okay, so it's a mitzvah to place let's say the menorah, the candles, I guess.
Right.
A tefach next to the entrance from the left. Okay, Kedei shetehei mezuzah miyamin v'ner Hanukah mismol. Okay, in order that the mezuzah would be from the right and the candles from the left.
Very good. Let's stop here. Let's see the Mr. Brewer in Sukkot Lamed.
Okay, Zion. It says B'tefach hasamuch, excuse me, v'kulei. She'im chikena l'halan min hapetach eno nikar shabal habayit hinicho sham. So what if one places it further opening?
If you're going to make it further away from this amount of a tefach, it's going to be further away from a tefach's spacing.
Mm-hmm.
Then
it's not recognizable, I guess.
Exactly, right.
That the Balabayit placed it there.
Right. And you see that we're very concerned that you should know that the people in this house or the house holder of this house is lighting. We're very concerned that should be very apparent and clear to all that the person who lives in this house is lighting the menorah. We don't want any mistakes about it. It has to be as close to his doorway as possible. So it'll be obviously apparent that he's the one that's lighting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, in what way? Why?
Well, because sometimes when I walk down Paran, I see there's a menorah. There's at least one noticeable menorah that's at the entrance of the gate, the wall. It's not even near that close to the building. So someone places it there. Would that also be considered in your gates or something?
It could be. That could be considered if it's considered like a chutzner, a courtyard between the house. That would be like the chutzner, the Pesach of the chutzner.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it then. That's the answer.
That's a single family house, or that's an apartment building?
No, it's an apartment building.
Right.
But there's a sizable chatzer on the other side of the fence. It's sort of to prevent young kids from leaving, going out on the street in the sidewalk.
Yeah, very good. Very good idea.
So you're right. It is a chatzer then. Okay.
Good.
Very good. Okay, so Lamed Bet, Lepetach, the entrance. Bein im Nacha al petach habayit o al petach echatzer. Oh, okay. So the entrance, whether he places it by the entrance of the house or by the entrance of the courtyard.
Right. Very good.
Okay. Lamed Gimel. Today, Shetahei. That would be today. Mimezuzah miyamin v'ner Hanukah mismol. Okay.
That's why you put it on
Okay. So it says v'yeh misubav b'mitzvot mihu b'diavad im hiniach ner Hanukah miyamin yatsa. Okay. Yeah. What if it's misubab reversed?
You want to be you want to be surrounded by mitzvahs. That's why the mezuzah on one side of the door and the menorah on the other side of the door. That's like a minach hasidus type of thing. It's not a din. Therefore, if you put it on the right instead of the left, you're still going to be yotzei.
Okay, that's a very nice concept. I like that.
So you have a similar thing in the morning. The person if he goes out of his house in the morning to daven, he's wearing his talis and tefillin, and he has his mezuzah, right? So he's surrounded by mitzvahs, and his exit from the house, he's surrounded by mitzvahs. He has his talis and tefillin on, and he has a mezuzah there. He's surrounded by mitzvahs as well.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I noticed at my shul sometimes the young men put their talis and tefillin on outside the building, and like what you said, they then with the talis and tefillin they walk by the mezuzot, on the entranceways.
Right. Yeah, there are a couple of different customs. Some do it in the house at home. Some do it in the foyer to the Beit Knesset. Yeah, very good.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so let's see. Lamed Dalet. The im ein mezuzah b'petach. Okay.
This is going back up to the mechaber. Let's say you don't have a mezuzah. Let's say it's in a place or a doorway that's not chayiv in mezuzah. Not every doorway is chayiv in mezuzah.
Right, that's true.
If there's no mezuzah there, where do you put the menorah then?
Oh, okay. Dichol miyedei de mitzvah yamin adif.
All right. So since if there's no mezuzah on the right hand side, so then by default you put the menorah on the right hand side because it is more preferable to have things on the right than on the left.
So that would be pertaining more to gateways, right? The gates than the house door, obviously.
Yeah, most house doors are usually obligated.
Would have a mezuzah.
Some gates may not. They may not be. It's just a gate. It's not. You don't have a mezuzah and mashkir, so it's not obligated in mezuzah at all.
Okay, very good. Oh, okay. So this continues. The od. Deika pisumenisa tefei shehakol ponim litzad yamin.
By having it on the right, there's more of a pisumenisa because most people, everyone usually is inclined to the right side.
Oh, okay.
So they'll more readily be inclined to notice things on the right than on the opposite, on the left.
It's okay. Let's see. Lamed Hey. Did we do that? No, we didn't do we didn't read the top part.
Right. We have to review the mechaber there, right?
Okay. So on top, it says Ve'im hinicho b'delet atzmo yanichenu mechetzio shel knisa litzad small.
What he means the delet, he doesn't mean that. I don't think he means the swinging door, the door that opens and closes. He means within the door space, meaning within the door frame. If he's going to put it in the door frame, So we should put it in the outside part of the door frame.
Okay.
Let's see the Mishna Berura here.
It says, let's see, Lamed Hey. Okay. Ve'im hinicho bedelet atzmo v'chule. Ka'e aresh hasaif.
On the beginning of the sip, that it's right, that it's going now back to not if you don't have a mezuzah, but if you do have a mezuzah and you're putting it on the left-hand side, but if you can do it on the door itself, you should do it on the outside part of it.
Okay. Mechetzio shel kinisa v'chule. Hainu mikom hadelet sheniknas misham b'toch habayit yichal kenu lishnayim. Uvachatzi hanotelet shehu neged hamezuzah shehamezuzah biyamin sham yanichenu. What's that? Magen Avraham Mem Aleph.
Yes, that's Magen Avraham. So here he's explaining, he's trying to give you a little bit of a picture of the architecture here. The Makom Adelis Sheniknas Sham Tokabayis, the place of the door where you go into the house is divided into two sections. It's divided into two sections. The Chetzi Hanoitil Etzad Small, and it should be on that half which is on the left side, right? Shu negative mezuzah, which is going to be right opposite the mezuzah, which is on the right. Shami yichunenu, that's where it should be placed.
So what? That's like an entrance that actually has two doors.
No, it's a doorway that's a fairly wide doorway.
Wide.
And you just if you're going to place a mezuzah, right? Your mezuzah should be placed on the outside part of the doorpost, right? The doorpost, which is 2 feet thick, really big, thick door and doorpost. So this you have a 2 foot thick doorpost. So just as the mezuzah is going to be placed half of that 2 foot doorpost, the menorah on the opposite, the menorah will also be opposite the mezuzah, will also be placed in the outside portion of the doorpost.
Oh, okay. Okay. Umishma said the Yachol Haniach B'chol Shetach Oto HaChetzi.
It's apparent from this that you can place it anywhere in that outside portion, right? It's again, if you have a 2 foot doorpost, so you have an inside foot and an outside foot, the 2 foot doorpost together. So it's apparent from this that you can place your mezuzah and also the menorah any place within that outside half of the 2 foot doorpost.
Okay. The ayin bitaz shedato de maaseh ra'oi lehachmir lehaniach hanero b'tzad hasmol b'ketzer hacharon samuch lekotel.
So Taz, his opinion is that Lamaisa, the halacha should be that it's befitting to be strict about placing the menorah and its neros on the left side in the extreme and last portion, which is Samach Lekoisa, right? That again, you have to add your doorpost. It depends on which coordinates you're using to locate your mezuzah. Are you going to be putting the mezuzah on the doorpost itself? Is it going to be just within the again? The menorah doesn't have to be attached to the doorpost, right?
Mhm.
There's no mitzvah that you have to attach it to the doorpost. And as a matter of fact, don't forget that ideally we're supposed to have the menorah placed 3 tvachim above the ground and less than 10 tvachim above the ground. And your mezuzah in general is going to be much higher than that. So it's not going to be that the mezuzah and the menorah are actually parallel and opposite each other in terms of height, right? In terms of height, they're not going to be parallel at all, in general, most cases. But you need to find a place for the mezuzah. Now, sometimes the mezuzah can be placed, for example, let's say you have your 8 candles, right? You have your 8 candles. So there's different ways of trying to understand where the mezuzah is where the menorah is located and where it's is it running. Let's say when you walk into the house, you're walking into the house and you're walking north, right? You're walking north. So you're coming from the south, walking north, right? So when you're walking in the house, your mezuzah is on your right-hand side and your menorah is on your left-hand side. Now, the candles, again, let's say you have your 8 candles. Your 8 candles, are they aligned north and south, or are they aligned east and west? Meaning, if they're aligned north and south, right? So as you're walking into the doorway, you come to one candle, then after that another candle, and you go all the way straight on, and you pass through the 8 candles, right? Because they're aligned north south. If they're aligned east west, so as soon as you approach the menorah itself, you've passed all of the candles because they're not, so to speak, parallel to your direction. They're at right angles to your direction. So that hasn't really been discussed in terms of what kind of coordinates. Is it north-south coordinates or east-west coordinates? That hasn't really been discussed. But apparently, what the Taz is saying here, apparently, is you should be strict that it should be on the left-hand side. That he seems to be understanding. I think the way I understand it, it's most likely that the Taz is explaining that it's the menorah is being coordinated east-west, right? That again, if you're walking north, right? If you're walking north into your house, that means east is going to be on your right-hand side. Is that true? You're walking north. Yeah, right. If you're walking north, so east is going to be on your right-hand side. So let's say you're walking through your doorway. Walking through your doorway, and on your right-hand side is your mezuzah. On your left-hand side is your menorah, right? So since you walk north, east is to your right-hand side, so the mezuzah is in the east side, and the menorah is in the south side. So now the Taz is saying that
the menorah would be in the west side, no?
West side. Okay, yeah, west side. And the menorah is on the west side. And the Taz is saying that the menorah should be placed against the wall, right? So that means, let's say if the menorah is in fact coordinated also east-west, it should be as close to the south wall of your doorpost as possible.
Right.
Rather than being in the middle of the doorway. Not to have it in the middle of the doorway. It should be as close to the doorpost as possible. Okay, let's continue on.
Okay, I guess the Haggah then, or no? Yeah, Haggah. Okay, umihu bizman hazeh shekulanu madlikin bifnim ve'ein hecher livnei reshut harabim klal.
Right. So now the Ramah adds, in our times, when everyone lights inside anyway, and there is no semblance of the menorahs being lit to the people who are traveling the Rishus Harabim, so we don't you don't have to be concerned about these things so much.
Okay. Imei madlikim betefach hasamuk lefetach. So that you don't have to light within the tefach of the entrance.
Good.
Okay. Umikol makom haminhag lahadlik betefach hasamuk lepetach kemo bimehem ve'ein l'shanot.
Right? You shouldn't change the minhag, meaning nevertheless, right? You don't have to, according to the strict halacha, you don't have to be concerned with these details. However, right, the minhag is to light, nevertheless, in the tefach samach to the doorway, as it was in earlier times, and you're not supposed to change. Don't change from this custom.
Okay. Ela im kain rabim b'nei habayit she'adif yoter lahadlik kol echad b'makom miyuchad milarev hanerot b'yachad v'ein heker kama nerot madlikim.
Right. Unless, of course, there's going to be such a situation where you have a lot of people in the house lighting, and if they light all together, then at Samech LePesach Habayis, there's going to just be a conglomeration of all kinds of candles being lit, and you won't be recognizable that this is being done for this particular day of Hanukkah.
All right. Okay. Makom yizaharu shelo lahadlik b'makom shemadlikin hanerot kol hashana.
And also, don't forget that you have to be placing it right in a place that's not going to be the same as you always do it the whole rest of the year. It has to be somewhere unique that people are going to know that this is a lighting of the menorah for the sake of Hanukkah, assuming these.
Okay. Ki az lo yihye heker klal v'af ki ein heker rak livnei habayit mikol makom heker ketzat micha ba'eh.
There won't be any recognizability or recognition that these are being lit for the sake of the menorah. Okay, very good.
Okay.
Mr. Brewer here. Lamed Zion. That brings us to Lamed Zion.
Oh, Lamed Zion mikol makom haminhag v'chulei kidei shikanes beit shtei mitzvot. Oh.
Yep. English Shanos. One more.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what Lauren said there. You're surrounded by the mitzvot there. Okay. The English note, so what we don't change. Mikol makom im yesh lo chalon hasamuch l'reshut harabim nachon yoter sheyanichenu sham kedei sheyeh heker livnei reshut harabim v'yit parsem hanes. במקום דשכיחה הזיקה על ידי זה.
Right, so it says, however, it's going to be a window and it's overlooking the Rosh Hashanah. It's more proper that you should put the menorah there, in order that you should make it evident to the people passing by in Rosh Hashanah and the Furst and the names. As long as you're not worried about rocks getting thrown through your window at the menorah.
Okay.
Could occur. Okay, very good. That brings us to, I think, about the end of our time.
Right.
Very good. We'll continue again next time on Yom Rishon Mitzvah Shem.
Okay.
All right. Have a good Shabbos, everybody.
Okay, good Shabbos, Lord.
Rabbi, what is your plan for Hanukkah? Is it going to be normal schedule?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. Rabbi Levitt's also doing normal schedule, so probably be normal days.
Okay.
Oh, that would be great.
Very nice.
Okay. Have a good day, Rabbi.
Okay,
Bye,
thank you
everyone.
so much.
Thank you.